could come down to that.
I mean, the finals of our kickoff tournament as well was 3-2, right? And
Yeah.
that's 5, right?
It's true.
It happens every single time. So, I mean, let's take a look at the matches.
Oh, my God. Okay, here's, I mean,
All right.
again,
I'm panicking.
we've taken it to Lotus. Both teams pretty much get rid of their permabans, which, I mean, are we going to see the deadlock? That is all eyes for me.
I see it right now.
Oh,
I see it right now.
God.
I see it right now.
I saw it on the screen. I saw it on the screen.
Fearing the deadlock.
Oh, my God.
So tell me why that's such a scary thought for you, because
he was killing his teammates with walls is why it's a scary thought for me, man. I mean, multiple rounds. Les got trapped on a wall, died to a molly. On the last round, he threw it and trapped Cowens. Poor Cowens, he was trying to play the spike. Gets trapped by the wall.
He's in the walls.
And then they all have to
He's in the walls.
spray it down his own. And then just can't get into post-play positions. I mean, it's a situation where it felt like they had an idea that it would just be good on the map.
Yeah.
But they didn't come in with some strict ideas of like, we are going to go for this set play. Most of the moments that were standing out to me, it was just utility on the fly. Like, this situation, I think a wall would be good here.
I think it's
the
Kappa
Grav
Pride,
would be
Tim.
good
There
here.
you go.
And like, yeah, the Gravnet can kind of be like a C's on this map where you throw it on like the C platform, that kind of thing. But goddamn, this needs to be way better if they're going to win this deadlock.
Well, you never know. Sadak might be pure comedy on the deadlock. John QT is pure cinema. Yes, that's right.
Olden Ways is a sub.
To get this El Clasico 2.0 started and send it over to your casters, here's Bryn and Sideshow.
Yeah, let's get started this, and I'm going to be taking some liberties here, but I believe this is a must-win for both of these teams. You got to be thinking that. You're looking at the groups. I mean, Loud currently winless. The Bane.
Les is a Kesnet hater, actually.
I think as well through the history books of 2024 so far.
I'm a Loud hater then.
The bane of their existence has been Sentinels. It was them that bested them in the grand finals at the kickoff to get those 3 championship points. It was them that knocked them into the lowers of Madrid, like Wyatt was mentioning on the desk as well. It was a very heated faction, only a difference of 2 rounds between them. These two teams have been closely contested so far.
Why is Les a Kesnet hater? Or like, what's the reason?
Taking out edge against them.
This match ends up being absolutely imperative, though, for both sides.
Yeah.
Sen are also in an incredibly difficult group. And for Loud, they would miss their first global event ever if they get eliminated from these playoffs. And they put their hopes on Sadak's deadlock, which didn't work against Cloud9. They had some decent ideas, but the execution of it did look a little sloppy, as the desk was illustrating. And here at the start, we're seeing a fight over that front B territory as Sentinels go with that classic defensive maneuver we've seen from them recently of taking mount control and then opening door to flush out front B.
Loud funneled entirely over towards A. Now Swamp's going to be delaying this.
I heard Kez was racist. I don't know though. Yeah, you can't just type stuff like that, brother.
And still is a bit of a stalemate as we hit that minute mark in a round.
One of the things that Sadak
Just like casually typing that as if it was like no big deal.
An XX space and then throwing the wall just to make sure the retake all.
And I think your dad murders people. I don't know though.
To me, one of the biggest problems in the game against Cloud9 was that Loud kept ending B.
I think he keeps little children in his basement.
So good.
I don't know though.
Completely overwhelmed Loud. So the more they can end on C like this,
You're
with
retard.
only 10s at home, the better it'll be. Look at this lineup with the deadlock wall, lovely into waterfall.
30 seconds left.
It's a little more difficult to punish them for breaking that wall, but I think it's going to make most of the retake come through spawn. And Loud, this is where that deadlock can create the advantages.
So they've still got a bit of util left to play with here. As soon as this fight comes through with a nade, following through with that paranoia, big connections, Ghosto ripping them apart, and the Gravnet. Significant value there. 3 players just locked and rooted into place here. Sentinels finding it difficult to chew through this one. It's another smoke to try and get them into position, into the site, but it doesn't matter for Loud.
If Sen loses, they're out of playoff contention. Or no? I'm pretty sure, right?
Describing, Josh.
And Sen tried their best to break that hold. They had a Haunt and Paranoia combo that lit up multiple players on the left side, but the bodies were just too many to get past.
Yeah.
Look at this. They're marked. Half of them are blinded, but great Gravnet. And yes, I don't want to ignore the fact that Sadak did beef a bunch of his utility last time we saw them play.
Who do you guys think is winning this game?
Talk about it on the desk. He Gravneted 2Es in one of the rounds. He locked out less with his wall at times. But I think the more you play with this, if it is a game plan they want to commit to, the better that util on the fly will get. It was honestly, he was just like flashed up and missing the util a lot of the time. It's simple stuff. It's easy to fix. We shouldn't see too many of those self-owns on this map. Maybe that's just my hope speaking.
I'm certainly hoping for that. I mean, if there's one thing I know about Loud is that you can never doubt this team. Even when they're looking down into dust, beaten down over the course of this split, you just never know when they're going to come alive.
And they really have been beaten into the dust this split, though. It's so rare that we see Loud in this kind of spot.
Yeah.
2E's going to break that turret over towards C. It seems like from Loud so far, they're looking to apply pressure A and maybe have that avenue of ending C in the late round if they need to. They work for them on the pistol. And Sadak is normally excellent at his IGLing of trying to find those holes in teams' defenses. This is the wall that they do when they go for their A exec, so this is making it feel like they're going to end A.
It's a one-man fake, though, and a one-man show. Still, I mean, center on that half by go!
Yeah, okay, well, someone was supposed to be taking contact there for John, but they'll maybe tighten that one up once we get to the rifle rounds. It doesn't matter as much here. Loud getting themselves into that C post-plant. Sadak didn't give away a rifle or anything. And now instead of the wall going and flushing out waterfall, it's players in that direction. So again, the Sen retake all coming from one spot.
Plan for Mound as well. You have Les is going to be taking point here. Onto the side, doesn't quite have the weapon for it, so he's not scared of playing aggressive. And they have flipped it. You can see just that positioning. QCK, it's been a bit of a nuisance here. They know that waterfall is most likely occupied. Second just seeking to dominate the smoke, but as it fades, the rifles going to be slinging those bullets across now and finding all sorts of value. 2 years eventually getting it slightly labored. John QT sticking this one. Surely pushed back.
Ooh, I win that if I'm John QT.
Damaging second round here for Louds. They manage their economy so that they bring those rifles into the next at least.
It's a good try, though.
3 online.
It's not that bad, though, because they didn't full invest into the bonus. They'll still have some damaging weaponry to work with. I think this is one of those situations where Loud should just be playing the bonus instead of trying to force up, but we'll see what decision they go for. We've seen some teams like G2 just decide to go for it in these spots.
Let's go.
Zels is trying to keep the vibes up early on. It was a decent or rather, decent eco round, I should say.
Tech pause.
And here we go into the tech pause early on.
Okay.
We've had a few of these with the Sen games recently.
We really have, yeah.
I don't know who's winning this game.
I think it just gives us more time to talk
I think it'll be
about
close.
it.
I think it'll be very close.
The stats of all the teams that went to Madrid recently.
Yeah.
Of course, this being our rematch of those two teams that were in the grand finals that kick off, the representatives of Americas at Madrid. The Madrid teams across Americas, Pacific, and EMEA, since coming back, have only been at a 54% win rate. That is really low for what should have been the premier teams in those 3 regions.
Yeah.
I've discounted China from that a little because I feel like it's a bit more of a top-heavy region. And so those top teams have less competition, I feel. But I really feel that stat in and of itself really showcases how difficult it is for teams to compete at these Masters events and come back and hit the ground running.
Yeah, it's been really tough.
Especially for Loud, who was stuck in Belfast afterwards.
That's what I mean, man.
And didn't even get practice.
Sentinels greasing the palms of the immigration officers or something. I don't know, but here we go.
Look at that grab net.
Yeah, a lot of util being used to make sure that they can't take and contend that close rumble fight. But Tens, he's still stuck his way in here. Eventually will go down, but surely evened up now. 3-2-3 QCK. Drop down one bullet to the chest. Finalizing it from Zekken. In the middle of all that chaos, 2 years. Did find that gap in
crowd,
to
bro.
the east side. The trouble is the spike is dropped down into the middle of nowhere. They'll have to retrace their steps and regain that ground if they want any chance of winning this round.
It is technically possible that 2E's could get up to his Omen ult in the middle of this round, but it doesn't seem likely with the state of what's happening. So Les is making his way over there. There was a coordinated play to put more pressure on Zelsis. Les got close to C, started breaking Killjoy utility.
Les is going for more.
Brute forced his way through it anyway. And the Sen players are doubling up.
Yeah, doubling up, but you can see the amount of unknowns just circling around. You know, both teams' heads, I think, at this point, just making sure that everything could be cleared. Les is having to contact his way through most of these angles. He just doesn't know what space has been taken by Sen here.
But
The most he ever won on a parlay, 6.34 or 6.3 mil.
Towards that site, and so it's opened up this avenue for Loud to get to.
It's double reclear Sen.
Like
Side by side.
6.4 mil Ethereum, so I don't know how much that is.
Site. And the wiser.
Like 1 trillion or something?
Sides of the map as well. This plant will go down. As soon as they hear there's no sound cues and they see that plant is online, they're going to be making a run. Heavy marathon sprint now all the way over towards the A side because time is of the essence in this one. It is still winnable for Sen. But it's about how they take this fight right here with a door opening wide. Les, he's got awareness online, looking away for but a moment! Not covering the angles. 2 years dropped, but Les does not reveal his position now. Tucked it to slide off angle. A jar! And nails the first one. 1v1, nade in his face, Satchels as well. Too much to overcome. And Zekken will just win it out with a util.
Amazing round from Zekken there, recovering it for his team. But in the grander scheme of things, that's still a pretty big win for Loud. They've gotten closer to their ults. They've damaged the Sen economy very heavily. And they've also showcased that Sen were not ready for that Gravnet at the start of the round.
Yeah.
Because Loud didn't get to showcase their full strat book on the attack side against Cloud9, they only actually threw that Gravnet a couple times in the match. And Sen got caught by it there. It's a really powerful piece of utility, very big.
Bro, thought he was Jonte Porter with
Look
that
at the
shit,
eco
kid.
damage that this has done. A Guardian for Zelsis and a Bulldog for Sassy coming into this round. And the Loud players close to 2 huge ultimates there in the Showstopper and Nightfall.
And the war chest is filling up. Double satchels from QCK. No one to deal with that horn, but again,
Boy,
there is no
Pingus
follow-up.
Dingus.
Sentinels. They'll concede that space in towards Rubble. 2 years as well have been taking a lot of liberties out towards B here. Will there be any follow-up after the Prowler gets shot down and broken? It's a slide angle there. Pixel to work with. Prowler in his face too. Sends it flying with a util to seize with a snake bite, but it's all dodged and ducked.
Yeah, not comboed particularly well there, I feel. They've just sent that util in with no opportunity to follow up on it because there could have been other Loud players holding, and indeed there were, to make sure that Tweez didn't get punished. So Sadak's starting to really clear this space. He's a smart guy. He knows that after Sen have played that with 3 players, they're much more likely to back up and start to cover other holes in the map.
It's got only a good round for them. 2 years. Only the 1 smoke to work with, but it won't be biting them.
He hit the wall this time.
He did hit the wall. No misplays, no fumbles. So into the post plant we go for Loud.
And they played these B post plants way too passively against C9. So it's nice to see 2 players up and aggressive here, QCK and Sadak.
And make sure to play those 4 positions. QCK.
Sadhack trying not to laugh. It's just a challenge for him. Impossible.
A kill gained. And this retake just looking really so unlikely for Sentinels. They realize it. Immediate backing away. Got to keep those rifles into the next if you want to stand any chance in the long-term plan.
And all of that damage done on the bonus round. That's one of the reasons why Sen don't feel comfortable committing to that. Zekken with only 200 credits. They're cowering in spawn here. Loud getting up to a great start. QCK got his ult online by playing that more aggressive situation. I feel like that was one of the big problems that they had against C9. C9's flood defending on B was just getting so much space. And Loud, when you replace the Killjoy with the Deadlock, you don't have the ability to play off-site lineups like Sentinels are going to do once the sides are swapped. So they have to play in those pushed up spots. So we can already see the evolution of the game plan from Loud on the attack side.
You are my sunshine.
And this one, the replay from a prior round, has less gone down. But this is the one from QCK that cracked things open.
Yeah, it's a big one.
This is a prediction shot onto Sassy.
It's QCK again. I mean, QCK, there's no pushback again from Sentinels. It's been the game plan for them, just giving up this space for free as the door opens up again. It's the Nanoswarm to stop them in their tracks, but Loud have been doing a great job with the macro. However, that is overzealous. Les really did overstep his own boundaries. Another snakebite dropped down as well as that Prowler, but the door opens wide.
Oh boy, Cutie lost his mind.
Cutie will fall in the midst of it.
Really well supported by Loud. Yes, a little early from Les, but the rest of the team there to pick up the pieces.
Drop down into pit silently.
Here, though, the Deadlock Wall means they never need to worry about stairs, so they can afford to focus on pit. They shouldn't get caught by this.
Paranoia sweeping through, Satchel and movement, running and gunning and just narrowly avoiding it. All that util to send flying forward. Sadak, he was unleashing that annihilation, but no connections. Here is a rocket to the face. Sentinels. It's overwhelming with the aggression, leaving it just Kawazine. And again, double digits of health. 1 bullet will do it. Haunt tagging onto 2. Plenty of chances. Satchel has to break it. And now Sassy, trusting his teammates, sticking it onto Ham.
I win that if I'm Calzone.
The stalwart defender. Make sure that the round ends in a win.
That was very close towards the end there. getting lit up, both of them, by the Haunt in that position because they wanted to stay guns out. But I think that's Loud's round that they threw away in that spot. They needed to be ready for Zekken to pop out. You see, the Gravnet is late, and then the Annihilation is aimed towards Pit, and Zekken's already out of Pit.
Yeah.
So Sanak just missed the timing there on 2 pieces of utility to try to support QCK. Otherwise, Loud should have had that one wrapped up.
Getting into a point now at a half where...
Okay, the neighbors think I'm selling dope.
Teams. Sen really offloading that one with the paranoia. Make sure that they can take and hold onto that rubble control. Might cause a fast pivot of Loud.
A fake there from Tui's, but he hasn't broken the Killjoy turret.
He's been a nuisance, isn't he?
They've done a great job here, though, of getting rid of that early alarm bot, forcing out both of the nanoswarms. Aseno really worried about the C-pop here, just as Loud go back to re-clear A.
How do you re-clear 10s, though? Up onto this high ground position. He wants nothing to do with it. He's going to be backing away just in time as well. As Seas was hot on his heels. Out through the tiny little door there with a barrier mesh. There will be no taking up that space once more.
It's
Give that one up.
Surprised Loud I almost called him Loud Hack.
I mean, Loud are scattered, and so are Sentinels. The call to contact re-clear out through B main.
Loud Hack.
Been capitalizing.
They were already thinking about crunching Mound there. You could see it in the way that Sussy and Zekken were walking past. They didn't go for a
Jeremy, thanks for the
wide
tier
swing
3
Get
year.
themselves positioned onto the angle. They just
Thank you,
slow
Jeremy.
walked out, already in their heads, assuming nobody would be towards B.
There's good access for multiple players.
Sadak is lucky.
Yes, just a direct
Luck,
attention.
fake stats,
Precisely
fake aim.
the wrong place there. I think that was 2 years just committing the ult. Impeccable take here. The entirety of the site dismantling Sentinels. Flawless.
We've seen Sen go for some bonkers comebacks on this map. So I'm not worried. The Sen fans shouldn't be worried either. But there are improvements that they could make to how they're playing the defense here, for sure. And Loud, once they start getting confident, you've got more worries, actually.
This is a team with really nothing to lose in stage 1 anymore. That makes them particularly scary, I think.
Also, when we get back into the game, take a look at who the 2 top fraggers are. In fact, as we go into this timeout, I'll just tell you, it's QCK and Kawanzine, currently at the top of the scoreboard for Loud. Both of those players have not gone positive in a single map for Loud in stage 1. The overall game plan has not been working, and they haven't been able to thrive in the midst of that as the individualism tries to carry them.
Like Les purposefully
So,
didn't
to see
fist bump
the
Kesnet.
ideas working for Loud, and that empowering QCK and Kawanzine to turn their fortunes around and start hitting shots and get into good positions. That's why it's a little concerning, I think, for Sen. Not because they can't come back,
That
but
is
because
sad, bro.
they're opening the door for Loud to start feeling better about themselves and get that footing underneath them.
A bit of confidence back. It's 2-4 where Sen are taking this time out. Look for a way back in. Again, we say it all the time when we're covering Lotus as a map, but it's heavily attack-sided. And so how much damage the Loud really need to do to have that winnable chance into the second half? We can only find out when we get there. For now, though, it's another eco round half-buy for Sentinels.
And Sadak's calling a great attack side. Sen are constantly misreading where the Loud players are.
This push and pull as well, where he's just pressuring all the right areas, making it very difficult to feel where Loud might be ending. Making good usage of the map and the amount of time he's got in each round.
And the pushes on defense have been getting owned. You know, if you're gonna try to push out B main and get something going,
Okay.
it has to find value.
This is an attempt by Sentinels as well to see if they can take a fight towards him with that util, but Loud again. One step ahead is what it felt like. The paranoia was used from way back. It triggered out that util from Sentinels, and they had their own paranoia just ready and waiting.
And Kawanzine didn't get hit by the defense paranoia from TENS, and so he's able to stay. And look at that, great read again from Loud.
I mean, 2 is having a field day.
That boy too easy.
The Sen players hear everybody on Loud running away, so they try to backfill that space.
Sen
And Loud
got
just
this?
leave
I
a
don't
single
know.
player there with a rifle versus pistol players, able to shut it down. I think they've got an excellent idea of how Sen are going to be working.
Might
the
be
map.
fucking Loud's only win.
Again, we see
Brazil's
that
only win
lineup
right
coming
here.
through from the deadlock wall, cutting off Waterfall, and Loud get a nice plant down. The other advantage of throwing that wall, by the way, you can trap players in Waterfall.
You can.
You know, if Zelsis or John QD are going to be playing around that spot, but they're looking to try to play for retake, they can get trapped away from the rest of their team and separated from any reinforcements. You can go and push and take those kills.
Which players often do. You know, seeking to just deny the plan from going down from that one angle. It's got a lot of layers to it. Some players do need to group up here. They don't want to save these guns into the next, so would like to go down to a few of them, at least to get a little bit closer to their own ultimates. QCK, head clean off. Sadak, though, most of these players are being squeezed. They realize, yeah, we do need to go down here. Kawazine is the one to collect, which honestly, best case scenario for them. He already had the ult.
Exactly, it's not optimal for Loud. Ideally, you actually, I mean, listen, Kawazine's ult is going to be fantastic in the next round. Sen, they've got the Viper ult online. Normally, you're going to see them Viper ult over towards C at the very beginning of the round. Loud can already start thinking about that. All right, what tools do we have to deal with that Viper's pit? Are we going to Nightfall early? Are we going to throw an Annihilation in there to try to catch John QD? And Sen, on the minimap, from our point of view, we can see already messing with those expectations. They're not looking to pit at the start of the round. Instead, they've got 10s with an
Sen
ult
loses,
towards C. So as the rest of Loud tried to take,
unless Sadhack starts fucking laughing,
with a very different opponent.
then Sen wins.
Just pure disrespect on show. How about a jump spot as well? Zelsis just that deeper angle. Couldn't quite get out of dodge there, so 1 for 1.
It looks like he thought about crossing, and look at the space that Tuiz has taken in the meantime.
He will take these liberties if he realizes that it's empty, but John QT is caught up to his plays and his ways.
Do you expect the second player?
Like the rest allowed as well, going to be following up right there with him. CK getting the plant at least, but this might be a flood attempt here by Sentinels, at least with the Nightfall. Stops the defuse. Less nade, dodged away, just can't quite hit the second with the spray. But still, all sound cues cut away for Kawazine. They have lost all track of really what's occurring. Still, it's 2 versus 2. And the spike did go down in the middle of all of this one here. So still, the onus being on Sentinels. Kawazine is dodging, just evading that capture here. But Kawazine forced out into the open. Oh, and a QCK will use it.
Damn. QCK, lucky us, fake stats.
6-2 now for Loud, making sure that there's no gaps. No easy rounds here for Sentinels to win.
What a day for QCK to wake up and put on this kind of a performance. I felt like he was very serviceable for Loud during kickoff. And one of the big reasons that they got to Madrid and were
Jordan Montemerry giving free kills, good.
People were talking about how Sadak, you know, great small-time IGL, how does
What?
he keep doing it with all of these new players? And yeah, QCK has cooled down massively in stage 1, but he's back now when the game plans are working, up there, winning rounds for Loud, putting pressure on Sen.
It matters most. Tens, this is so damn bold right now. ADS in a way.
And do you pit off that contact?
Barely surviving. I mean, the pit's not going to be offloaded here, but mainly because John QT's not in position for it.
He was, though. When Tens first took contact, they're just not trying to invest this ult.
But they're going to go fast through this one. Look at this. It's Annihilation and nade rebounds. Brought out decay damage. It all adds up.
XQC is dropping fake stats right now.
Util to really get that work done.
I think Sen is stuck in a position right now where they're trying to play disruptively or unexpectedly, and instead they're just getting trapped.
It's falling apart. Another round where you have to, I mean, just bite the bullet. Very difficult decision to make, especially when you're down this many rounds.
XQCOW is definitely dropping fake stats this game.
This defense side needs some heavy looking at from Sen. You know, they're getting, Tens is getting bullied back, and then the C side is just so open.
Yep.
Look at that. The Nightfall is in. Annihilation to pick up the kill, even if the Nightfall nade combo hadn't worked. And we saw John Cutie now 2 rounds in a row where Sen have been buying, but haven't found an opportunity or haven't wanted to invest the Viper ult. I think probably because they were worried about the combination of that, like Nightfall Annihilation. They're just like, well, we're not going to get value out of it anyway, so we might as well play a different defense setup. But these look kind of audible rather than something you would have drawn up beforehand. Finally, the ult cycle dies for Loud. So no more big ults to open their way into sites. So Sen have an opportunity now to grab as many as they can towards the end of this half and make things doable for themselves on the attack side. We've seen them come back from ridiculously far down, but you don't want to put yourself in that position every time.
No, definitely don't. For Sentinels as well, it's going to be that bargain bin purchase. I mean, weaponry, it's got some power to it. grab that combo along with the snake bite. I mean, there's just no contention from Sentinels. Can't even hope for it. Door opens wide here. Sanak, that is pure disrespect. I mean, just assumptions being made. Slaps down Loud for getting
Going with the
aggressive.
fucking 3K.
Thinking that they can play them in themselves, and paranoia
Ooh,
will
good
get
try.
that connection. Blind as anything here. 2v3, fake TP. 2 is. So that's that spike.
That was a good try.
He's surrounded by these Sentinels players. One of the best chances they've had for a good win in quite some time.
I can't believe how disrespectful Loud are.
Backs to it. They're just unaware. Yeah, that disrespect here. Pulled them into that 2-on-2. Players are still low here. Single kill could have done it there, but Tens just doesn't feel like he can take that fight. Backs away now towards the B site.
They're trying to play safely, but they're giving so much space to Loud. And now Tens has to cover B and C, running through Waterfall to pick up that spot. Now running back
30 seconds
as Sen
left.
adjusts which positions to hold.
He doesn't know which to hold, right? Could be landing towards B, could be landing towards C. For Loud,
Where are you?
pick the correct destination.
Bring them down.
Not going to be any pushback.
They have to be worried. Tens has made it feel like he's playing on this site.
Just from the smokes being thrown up, and there's still a lot of util where that came from. Despite how it looks here, Sentinels, they are set up quite nicely for the retake. Boombot has to be expended really quite early. Sentinels made a clear through the back of the site, and they're making all sorts of noise. It's a high-low setup. Swinging past, 2 years, looks like he wants to take him.
Cheese, rice, noodles, and beans.
Strikes right when the iron was hot there. Zekin did not know what was going on. That's up to Tens, peeking away.
Cheese,
but just
rice,
below him.
noodles, and
2 years was
beans.
lurking.
And that is a round that Sen have got to put away. Those were Zelsis' first 3 kills of the map.
Yeah.
And they go to naught. I can't believe that Loud just walk in on tree, though.
I mean, Sadak with the first one.
Sadak's just like, yeah, I know that you've held tree before and killed us, but I'm just going to walk through here and hope that you're not watching it. And yeah, there's another play as Kawanzin finally got the opportunity to turn things around.
Yeah. That's a final round, or not quite, actually. 2 more rounds to go here in this first half. Way into things here, and again, the weaponry is just falling short of the mark. Shy of the mark. I mean, there's a paranoia. Sweeps through. There's no follow-up.
How could there be any follow-up?
Cloud's
in
getting
that
excited,
situation?
bro.
Feels like Sen are grasping at straws now.
About to win their first map since 2022, cuh.
This with a pit drop down. Still, Viper Orb just makes it feel so awkward here for Zelsis. Doesn't have control towards A. Realizing they could lurk through. What's the call though for Loud now? All grouped up. Partly over towards C, partly over towards A.
I think the call is to try to drag players over towards A and then hit through C, but I don't understand how they're going to get through this pit. John Cutie could end the round.
Certainly could. Barrier mesh at the feet of Zekin, a bit of confusion. You can feel it in the way that they're playing. And to make a play, I mean,
Jonathan
takes the
Cutipin.
initiative, runs straight at them with the judge, but does not get anything.
He felt like he had to force the fight because Tui's had ulted behind him onto site and there was a blast pack at his
I
feet.
mean, this is so fast by Loud. And look at it, just catch him unaware. Sentinels are trying to set up for this retake. Thinking it's fully cleared out. There's no chance in hell that Loud could be playing at that kind of tempo, but with them taking a fight in this fashion to them again, they are just cutting Sen out of the picture every time they try and go for a retake.
Where has this Loud been all throughout stage 1? Where has this fire been? The playmaking. The fragging as well.
Yeah. I mean, cast your minds back to the beginning of the stage.
Last player
Had a rough go
standing.
of things, to be honest. Couldn't get as much practice as the other teams. Were trapped waiting for visas, so ended up flying next day, ended up playing their first match
Last round in the half.
without really any prep time at all.
And they've also been playing catch-up because they had, I think, a bad read on the meta early on in the year. And so Sadak put the emphasis on their coaches to help get them caught back up. Looks like they're doing a decent job, actually, in this game. Bear in mind that Lotus, it's a game of 2 halves, especially when it comes to Sentinels. We've seen them make these 9-3 comebacks. But we're sat at 9-2 right now, with absolutely no guarantee that Sen are going to be able to get the final round on the board. It's a bad buy. 2 Guardians, 2 Bulldogs.
Whoa, Sadak, I mean, disrespecting the Season 8 combo. It's been a while since we've seen something like that get value.
Boy, sad hack.
Now
Let's
Zekin.
earn the kill. Whoa! Sen's way out. No one's really holding for it. The rocket, again, just rebounds, but no damage really being done. Instead, it's all on the side of Loud.
Boy, Ballsack is getting naded.
It's so brawly. Loud are willing to disrespect the fact that Sen have taken control. Sen are already backing up, assuming that Loud are going to give them that respect. And so it turns into very scrappy fights.
Deep alarm bot. Connection 2 years. I mean, there's no one to really follow up on it, is it?
He did have a rifle earlier on in the round, I'm sure. Their economy was out of control, but he's decided to go in here with the op and the shorty.
But that's how he's going to be clearing the way. Just jump spots all the way through. Kavazine, get the plant down. It's not one that you can play really the post plant effectively from Mound. So again, Loud are going to be having to play up close and personal. I think that's exactly what they want to do against this lockdown.
Yeah, so they're pitting into a spot where they can deny the waterfall lockdown. But Celsius is going to pop it from spawn.
Let's use preemptively. Second. So you're going to beam them down, at least with that rifle. Here's the lockdown from the spawn angle. Who's going to be holding this one? You have to respect it. Les, it's way out of there. Pit's still going to be up for but a moment here. There are gaps to play in 2 years. Just for the one. 2v2 now. Getting the move on, getting the run on, and right into these open sightlines with a gun. Second just cannot adjust it in time.
Wow.
That's a 10-2 finish and a half here for Loud. Lighting the world on fire.
Sides.
Unbelievable resurgence. QCK with a 2KD sat at the top of the scoreboard. After people are calling for his head. As Loud as 0 and 3. Everything was working for Loud there. The calling from Sadak was beautiful.
Are Sen fraudulent nowadays? I don't think so.
Deadlock in a lot of these rounds as well.
No, it was doing work, to be honest.
But, Bren, they have to close it out early on in the next half. Because we've seen that Sen can mount comebacks.
Just know how snowbally the map can really get as well. I mean,
It's just fake stats from Loud here.
He called a hell of a game for this first half here. And guess what? Earlier, we spoke with him about the internal changes the team has made for 2024.
Para ese primeiro split a gente trocou alguns jeitos de como o time vai se estruturar. Os coaches estão mandando muito mais e realmente está dando certo. Em ponto está dando certo. A gente está conseguindo treinar muito bem, estamos conseguindo performar muito bem nos treinos. Só nos está faltando levar isso para o stage, que está sendo mais difícil, mas eu acho que o trabalho que eles estão fazendo realmente está sendo muito bem feito.
So exactly what we were talking about and discussing, you know, Sadak just saying that he's putting the emphasis and responsibility, I guess, more so in his coach's hands to try and dig them out of this hole in stage one that's been dug for them. And I mean, if this is the turning point for them, so be it. You can never really count a team like Loud out at all. We've seen that for this entire Orcs history.
You also can't count out the Sen fans. So it just showed a tweet there, the Sen fans being like, yeah, this game's ours.
I mean, that is a strong belief.
That's going to be tough.
But we have seen Sentinels do it before.
Yeah, but the way that Sen did it before was by winning pistol, winning bonus, getting that crazy streak of rounds going. And I think, right, if we're going to talk about how the deadlock works on their defense side, they've actually got some great ideas for it. But with all of the good stuff that comes with the deadlock,
got the Angels jersey on, that's fire.
You just don't have info across the map.
Yeah.
So you need to keep players everywhere. If you do the classic, like, 2 players C, 3 players A, you're just leaving B open. There's no turret, there's no alarm bot to watch that. You can't rely on the sonic sensors. So Loud were getting ruined a little bit on their defense side of Lotus against Cloud9 because they were forced to contact themselves. They were forced to take contact. They couldn't play off turret, play off alarm.
Jatsby.
And that's what Sen will be feeding into here, I think. But we need to see the Sen players able to find those entries. Loud are going to be in spots, defending the entry. They're not going to be playing with utility in their hands or ready to swing off alarm bot contact. But you've got to win the fights to make this winnable.
Sen are usually dominant on this map, unless you're the individual putting up 47 kills, as my stat wizard has just reminded me. It's really the only time they actually have ended up losing this map here. We'll see if they can mount another comeback again. Has to begin here. First round to start things, round 13.
I think Sen's gonna lose a pistol round, bro.
Snowball going. Build up some of these ults. For now, it's just a bit of poking and prodding out towards a rubble. John QT is going to hold on to control of this one, so it doesn't look like he's going to be getting out of the way with the rest of his team. 2 years. This is so damn ballsy. Full sprinting.
Oh, never mind.
The perfect cue there for
Ballsack. There to save the day.
And these are the chances that Sentinels thrive on. Loud are trying to beat them back here. That Horn's going to delay them for just a moment. It's going to buy that time for Cowanzine to get on the angle.
He's already there, but at least the paranoia is good. Cut away Sights and senses here, still standing the ground and trying to win that fight out with QCA dropped to the floor, and the Ghost just can't do the work. Even with the run and gun in play, slight head being shown, less. Taking liberties with it. The grab net is good with that connection, but
Kesnet clears less, bro.
He's gonna have to trust in his teammates.
Kesnet clears all of Loud.
The angles and avenues. That is a very wide face. John now sprinting fast, right behind the backstab with a dagger in hand, and this is Sentinels with at least that first round on the board that was necessary.
And immediately, I'm starting to think about how.
Wait, this is off. This is offense-sided, no?
Sounds utterly ludicrous when they're up 10
He said
to 3.
ludicrous.
But we've seen Sen on their attack side. I mean, just to give you a stat, to kind of explain why I'm already thinking about this potentially becoming a close game. Sen only win 38% of their defense rounds. They've been winning 82% on their attack side.
God
Lotus.
almighty.
And they've only lost once, and that was when Aspas dropped 47 against them.
Yeah.
So, for Loud, it's about round 15. If you can do enough damage on this round to hurt the Sen economy round 15, can you actually come up with wins there and edge your way closer to a victory? Can you build up the ultimates? Can you come up with counter plans for when Sen have their ults online? It's more to do with economic damage.
Decent amount of pressure. You do re-clear and take up mountain control once more, you're right. About that economic damage. There is a silver lining for Loud, as in the prior round, that Sen felt forced enough to really increase that tempo that they didn't end up picking up the orb over towards C, so they're not being
Who's
entirely
screaming,
efficient
bro?
when it comes to trying to snowball and keep the ults generating.
Sure, and Zeken's only at 1 ult orb.
Yeah.
And normally it's the showstopper that gets online early in like round 15, round 16. So, yeah, these are good signs for Loud to be able to close out the map.
Placing swarm grenade.
And again, I'm sure it does feel ridiculous that we're talking about this as if it could be a close game, but we've just seen it from Sen too many times to count them out.
I mean, above 80% win rate on the attack side.
So here, Sadak was early round
30 seconds
watching over towards C. Then as he leaves C, he throws the wall. And this is an enormous tell that John Cutie can use. Yes, this is on a rifle round.
Oh,
Damn.
just seeking to at least push
Fake
back
kill.
that aggressive approach.
Fake
Cleaned up by
stats.
QCK, and you're right.
That's something I'm going to be paying serious attention to, because when I was watching Loud play against Cloud9, every time Sadak threw his deadlock wall, it meant they were leaving that position.
XQC is actually on fake stats right now.
For the attack side
17
RGL.
and 9.
And I know that John loves reading into stuff like that. And this round was an example. Sadak threw the wall. They took like a moment for the players to rotate off, broke the wall, committed to C.
Paranoia fight here. Good game plan here by Sentinels. Pushing them out wide here. They're trying to get these kills online for Sassy. That's why he's the one just really forward up.
I love to see the Bucky getting some work done. But 3 players dying to the spike means 3 ult orbs denied. And Zeken is still sat at only 1 ult orb.
But
I mean, yeah, Sassy's close to the Nightfall,
Yeah.
but I think Loud have dodged a bit of a bullet here with how they played these first couple of rounds. Even though they've lost them, the fact that they haven't loaded kills into Zeken and denied 3 orbs, put a little bit of economy pressure. Sen, now the focus is on them to come out
Who
with
the
something big
fuck
here
is
for round
screaming,
15.
bro?
let's see how they do it. Sentinels. No early exchange, at least from the util. Gonna let loose with that.
They're actually a fake audience.
One of the orbs
They
as
paid
well.
them
They
to
can
be there.
avoid the door, so they do have an exit strategy if they choose to fight over this one, which they are. Zeken takes first blood, takes a second, and a third.
Holy crap.
God almighty. Feeling empowered in a moment. The grab net delayed there. Didn't do anything to stop him.
You feel like it should have done. When Zeken's rooted to the spot, his little head poking up above root, and the rest of Loud are not able to get wide swings and punish him. I gotta see that in a replay. That looks like crazy good spray control from the young fragger of Sentinels.
And the decision's already made for Loud. They can't play for this one.
No.
Invest in the rifles and
I
something
wouldn't
to keep
if I'm
their
Loud.
guns. So again, familiar scenes.
And again, you do not want to be giving these deaths to build up towards the ult orbs for Zeken. That's a really important thing that you want to be denying here. Sassy, though, didn't have to
Said
use
Bang
the
Westbrook
Nightfall, and this is
haymaker.
such a big focus
Yeah, it is.
for us when we're thinking about how Lotus attack side can snowball. Loud need to be really cautious about this stuff.
Exactly. It's the reason why the attack side is so good for Sentinels. They're already thinking about these little defining moments that just are able to get these wins time and time again.
And I just want to quickly point out that Loud did actually run a 2-0-3 defense there. 2 players C, nobody B, 3 on A at the start of the round. That's not something they were doing very much in the game against Cloud9 because they were worried that someone could just run fast B. And yeah, as expected, that was a bonkers play by Zekken.
Zekken thought he was me.
I mean, this kid is nuts when he gets going.
Yeah. He's made a lot of people feel like that over the course of this year.
The audience is actually scripted, bro. That shit's fake. Like, laugh now type of audience.
We're getting 0 players over towards B to begin the round. If Sen can start to get a read onto that, it's something that's very punishable.
I mean, John might call this pivot, to be honest. A lot of space, a lot of util as well that was just thrown out. Should be a pretty big tell.
Toxin screen down.
Prowler does connect.
Sadak coming to reinforce less on the C site. Sadak did not use that wall when he left C. And it's great from the defense that they've got QCK posted A.
Well, the Nightfall's going to get committed. No chances here for Sentinels. They don't want to let it slip away and through. At least with the rifle aim, unless it's still towards the back of Pillar. Port has to be broken. The reinforcements are here.
It's only Zekken on site.
Position. It is only Zekken. There is no follow-up and follow-through. Indeed, sees
Damn.
a connection. Decayed. Down
The
to
fuck is
line of
Sen doing,
fire
bro?
in their base. They can't take the fight equally in time and in tandem. It's Loud that are dropping them. Realization by Kawazine. Knowing that they're now into the 1v2, they can give up that space and just play side by side. QCK
Gotta hope fucking Zakeen.
does have double satchels to work with along with the judge. Many ways to play this if you are Zelsis.
He doesn't know exactly where QCK is. He's seen Kawazine earlier on. His time has just ticked so
14
low.
seconds. And as the satchel plays with the charge, shot, nails him, straight mid-air, disrespect to the horns, at least gets off of it, but now time, he has to stick it. Kawazine, a moment's notice is all it takes.
That's a phenomenal round by Loud.
XQC doesn't even know how to use his satchels, cuh.
And the value from Sadak's deadlock wall was amazing. He has the grab net and the wall to separate those 2 players, the duelists, essentially. Zekken and Tens from the rest of Sen. And look, as the blast pack's in here, Zekken, Tens is with him, but everyone else is walled out. Look at the wall! And how perfect that timing is. Zekken got isolated. They got hit with the C's, picked off 1 by 1, and the rest of Sen could only throw in utility.
That's despite the heroics. I mean, Zelsis makes a good go of things here, but for Loud to win that, monumentous.
Yeah, that's such a big round for Loud to put on the board. It drags them closer to that 13 that they're going to need. A momentum breaker, perhaps, but the economy is still decent for Sentinels. Zekken is still 1 away from showstopper for Sentinels. They have chances to begin the snowball again. This may just be a blip in the road.
So he's on contract.
Use this tactical timeout to come up with another good way of getting in. But the problem for them is, Bren, that if they rely on Zekken taking that
pre-recorded
auto and getting into a
reactions.
site, what's to say that the same doesn't just happen?
Oh yeah, it just gets split up by the barrier mesh.
Barrier mesh or the grav net, or in theory something like the C's as well, right? All of these tools can separate Zekken or Zekken and Tens from the rest of the squad. And Loud's comp is just so happy to play that kind of style.
I mean, I guess
Instead of playing off
Sentinels has infinite money. That they got that going for them right now. They have infinite money in the game.
It's time out now to see if they can just pick apart any holes. This defensive game plan, which we can see it straight down the gut of the B site. It's only the 1 center left to really guard it in a way.
And this time it actually does look like Zelsis may be thinking about taking this route. The rest of Sen are putting non-committal pressure towards Mound.
They want the orb.
But Zelsis hasn't really taken space there. I don't think John's got this read. The problem is that it's really difficult to tell exactly who's going to be around B at the start of the round. Even if Loud are throwing C's nade and you hear a teleport on A, that Raze and Fade can get away to B really quickly. And Kawanzin could always be starting the round B and throwing the fade horn through the roof. It does look, though, like Sen are aiming to fake the A reclear and end B.
Util's going to get used, though. Look at that. Again, paranoia and a nade committed. So Loud know that nobody's crossed that space. And here's the showstopper. Second. Trying to lead the way for him. He doesn't care about the stun at this point, but no one's going to be crossing his sight line. So a lot of space taken here. Do they hold on to it? Nightfall, it's fast now. A rapid approach onto this one with the door opening wide. GrabNet connects. Sadak should have been set up nice and easy, but it's ChunQT who puts him to bed. But it's fast still. Loud realize that all those sound cues are trapped and tucked away here. Nanoswarms have
Sen might win this, bro.
Celsius just to seek the delay. And opposed to our positioning, it's not quite ideal. Sees though, a great connection with another nade as well. High ground by less. Nade
Sen might win this.
And granted these kills to them.
It's doable.
2 left to stand here for Loud, and they have to, again, give up the hopes and dreams, I think, of any chance into this round.
The way that Sen plays these B post plants is lovely. The utility's excellent on them. And John even found a lurk angle through Waterfall. He decided not to give it away. That positioning in spawn might clue Loud in that he went for that. But generally, just he ended up being the safety net there if the Sen utility hadn't done the job.
I'm like a bird, I'll only fly away.
You were completely right there. But he couldn't find the fight he needed.
QCK, bro.
Only 2 rounds required for Loud to get this over the line. But I'm always afraid of rounds like this, where Loud are kind of half buying. They're making sure they have enough economy for next. But if they feel incentivized to use the Annihilation and then they don't have that for another big rifle
Well, they're
round.
fighting this, man. I mean, that is a double player group up here with a nade and a paranoia. Sentinels, they hear all of it. And you're right, the overinvestment can sometimes remove those win cons for a little bit deeper into the half when you just need those 2 rounds to overcome it.
Tuiz doesn't have the paranoia, but QCK still going to take it. Oh my god!
He's just wandering right into
Ballsack Noodle pushing on an eco. Kind of eco.
ChunQT just trying to play with the rest of his team. Throwing the committal into the B site. Less over peaks for about a moment there, seeing if he could just take away one of the heads. Celsius has lurked and crept and crawled his way into those deeper positions. He should have sealed this one up to at least make it winnable. Loud. They're still going to make a go at this. Still 3 rifles, but Tuiz doesn't anticipate it. As much as he snaps it aside, ChunQT is just mopping up these kills.
Wait, who
Celsius
is
2 away from
screaming
lockdown.
like
That's
that,
the player
bro?
that should be going
I
to
feel like
try
that girl literally goes to the
Sen have
games
got the
every
economy
day
fight.
just to scream like that.
That should realize that Loud
It's
are going
the
to
same
Loud
person.
saving a ton of these spots as well. But another great macro round called by ChunQT. Threading the needle through to B and then through to A again. And yeah, Sassy dies on that push through Waterfall, but it actually gave them
This
the read.
banner from the fucking arena,
was
bro.
probably gonna be
Holy
weak on
fuck,
the
do
other
everyone
side.
a favor.
Because they knew they'd lost Mound. And if you've also lost Waterfall control, there's not going to be anybody rubbing. Or not many people.
Close the schools, cuh.
Just set up that momentum. We've been talking about how strong they are, even with a couple of fumbles. Like here, you're seeing Sassy just not expecting a close corner angle. But a great call for the pivot by ChunQT, just realizing that the A side was going to be open. As well as that, I mean, the double face onto Sadak, who could have just played spoiler, tucked into that one and done. The way they fought that, I mean, just weaving in and out, making sure that there was, you know, no straight up fight. Making Sadak feel really uncomfortable when they ended up going for that A pivot.
I think this is the round where Loud need to be looking for some disruption to Sen's game plan. Because the war machine is really going at this point. And again, another reminder, Sen won 10 out of 11 of their attack rounds last time we saw them on Lotus to pull off a 9-3 comeback against EG.
Heavy stack though from Loud.
Yeah. But is there any... All right,
Said
so they know now
evacuate
that
the
Celsius is
arena.
on the C orb.
Got a threat in the
He's one
crowd,
away.
cuh.
Cover going out.
All TP for information. That's 2 years, committing it, realizing that John is still there into the lobby angle.
I think that's good info, because it means that you don't have to start reinforcing the C site, thinking it's an exec.
I'm like a
feeling a bit
bird, I'll
stunted.
only fly away.
Find a way to push back 2 years. Paranoia.
That's because the wall went
going
up.
up. The smoke as well. How do you play it?
This is
Disrespecting it.
actually
Along
winnable.
with a snake by 2 years.
Actually.
Shoulder peeking wide. Doesn't go down though. 2 straight bullets. chipping him down, weakening him. QCK feeling a bit uncertain as his own position. He just offloads that nade. But what's the call now again for Sen here? About 30 seconds into it. Zekken, Satchel is forward now, cutting up the angle. But it's a one-hit by QCK. But eventually traded out, but still annihilation. Sen losing control and grip of really the positions that they could be playing in for Celsius. Sitting duck. More hours to play for, not even a winnable round. So Loud.
That was a good try to come back.
It was a hell of a climb to do so, but they will find themselves up to that 12th round.
Excellent timing for Loud.
Yeah, that B call was a tad questionable.
They don't need to take risks. They just need to stack up advantages and convert. And in this situation, they forced John to overwork the attack side. John's been finding the gaps fairly heavily. This time, though, Kawanzin had already taken mound control, and he was in a spot to open the door and set up crossfires on B when Sen eventually ended there.
Yeah.
I think Sadak also just throwing his wall over towards C gave them so much peace of mind.
Is this going to be another defining moment? This is an onslaught. It's just racing towards John QT. Have to show some respect, at least, for the Snakebinder positioning. I mean, he doesn't open himself up. Realizing that he was being pressured. Louder making heavy rotations, expecting that Sen are going to be calling that fast pivot.
Sen's attack side in the last couple of rounds hasn't actually had mount control or rubble control. It is so difficult to win attack side rounds without either of those spots being controlled on the attack.
More timer ticks down into this round, the less chances are really going to be available for Sentinels. Loud end up gambling correctly and QCK goes to the right area.
Yeah, and here comes QCK.
Yeah, that showstopper, it's going to become that sticking point.
He's really required to break lockdown if Celsius chooses to commit it C.
Fake.
It's going to be a fake.
Yeah. Hoping that the lockdown will sell this one well enough. There are plenty of players. Nade, forwards, rebounds, it's right on the marks. That will break it. No problems with it.
That might be early enough that the fake does nothing.
2 years his job, really just to contain that and get that information that the rotation was happening. Kawanzin feeling free, taking liberties. Loud! These are the hopes and dreams of map 1 for Sentinels. Really a distant memory.
Good try on the map 1.
Rapid on the approach, hearing it, alternating it, snaps it back round with a rocket, and there's no more time left to really contend with it. Sassy realizing
10 seconds left.
no more
Wait, Chai,
chances,
Anthony
no more
Davis is
hope.
playing today, right? It said he had like a wrist strain or sprain. That shit's a cap though, no?
Great performance by Loud on map 1, justifying that deadlock pick and showcasing why it can be very potent.
Time for a fucking time to build this parlay for a nice little masterclass.
That defense side is letting them down, and we finally see them punished for it. Only their second loss on Lotus, and it's Loud that come away with the victory. Icebox
AD's line is just moving up and up and up and up and up. It's just cancer,
And a big
kid.
turnaround because Loud, they lost to Cloud9 on both of these maps, Lotus and Icebox. That was how they lost the series to start this negative spiral. Now they're looking better.
This could be the return to form for Loud. Still more of the series yet to see, of course. We're stepping away. Up next, Geek Heavy and the analyst desk. We're breaking it all down for map number 1.
I'm doing AD over points rebounds and Jokic over points rebounds. Enough is enough, bro. I'm max winning. Hey guys, it's Jeremy Lin.
Hey guys, it's Jimmy Lin. In this series, I'm going to walk you through attack on Pearl. Watch out for the stairs, clear this angle. You're going to be able to fight this.
Hey guys, it's Jeremy Lin.
Who gives you wings?
Hey guys, it's Jeremy Lin. Hey guys, it's Jeremy Lin. Hey guys, it's Jeremy. Wait, what? Thought I was stuck in a fucking loop. Song's fire. Hey guys, it's Jeremy Lin. Hey guys, it's Jeremy Lin. Wait, what? Hey guys, it's Jeremy Lin. Yeah, I've lost my mind. Jeremy Lin. Jeremy Lin. Hey guys, it's Jeremy Lin. Wait, what? What is little brother saying? Hey guys, it's Jeremy Lin. Hey guys, Jeremy Lin here. I've actually fucking lost my mind.
Well, it signaled the go button. Yes, it will, but they're being blinded up and just sprayed down.
Vários jogadores por ali, olha só, agora um trovejante, ultimate, Leslie, mais são 3 o total.
Now, going into map 2, things look like a breath of fresh air for the team. What were the vibes coming in on this must-win pressure games?
Like yesterday, we saw that the games that we played before against Cloud9.
Hey
against,
guys, it's Jeremy Lin.
I don't remember. But we saw that we made a lot of mistakes. I was against Crew. A lot of mistakes, and we know like the game that we were playing is not our like it's a fake loud, not the true loud. The way that we played, like
fake stats.
The attack side today is the true loud.
Well, it's been awesome to see the true loud. Best of luck in the rest of the series.
Well, say it loud and say it proud. Loud is still in this. They took it to Sentinels on their map pick. And Wyatt, I know you had some choice words about, Sadak on Deadlock, but how did he fare?
I mean, it was way better. Last time the ideas felt few and far between and quite fuzzy. Today everything was very clear what they were trying to accomplish with it. I mean, this was the opening pistol, and immediately there's a difference. This wall comes over top, and then obviously cuts off that angle, so it's gonna funnel all of these players from Sen through halls. And then look at the grab net. I mean, they're just absolutely ruined by this. So immediately I'm like, hold up. Hold up. They had a couple weeks. If they've been practicing with this, obviously, it's looking significantly better. Just the ideas that they had around it, and even not necessarily just the ideas, but like so much of it was what Sadak was doing on the fly with the utility. Last time, the stuff he was doing on the fly was just creating chaos for his own team.
Yeah, and I don't think we saw any of that.
No, not at all. This time, it just was so much smoother. Everything he was putting down had.
And the way he was calling around it too, like the mid-rounding with it, like knowing that he had put down a wall earlier, knowing that this is the utility that he had left. Like it was much more cohesive this time than it was last time. It was miles different.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's not forget about QCK. I feel like really stepped it up, you know, and especially in that second half. Like that was phenomenal.
I mean, Josh said it on the cast. We were looking at this earlier. QCK hasn't gone positive in a map yet so far in stage 1, which is brutal. This is the first one. He stepped up on attack. He was going crazy.
Yeah.
He was playing with so much confidence as well. Situations like you're seeing right now where him and Tuiz are pushed up in the post plant, they were being so proactive. He was fighting forward. His teammates were following up behind him. And he was just getting so many entries. He went 5 for 1 on that map, first kills to first deaths. And I mean, yeah, you can just see right here the difference in the early season compared to that map. It's the best he's been.
And obviously, like, this goes, the first 3 games they lost, right? So his stats are not going to be as good no matter what. But the entirety of Loud, in that case, playing a little underwhelming.
Look at the bathroom real quick. Prepare for the second map.
Starting that momentum, I would say. Whenever